Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
As the Carroll boys basketball team falls here tonight by a final score of 67-60. We are now joined by Tanner Gotto, one of the Carroll Tigers here tonight. Tanner, first of all, what an effort here tonight. You go up against the number 2 team in Class 3A, and you're really going to give them the business here tonight. Talk about what you saw against Bondurant Farrar tonight.
They're a tough team. They have a lot of guys that can get out, shoot, make shots, and we played a tough game, back and forth the whole way, and we got to play them again, so we'll come out on top next time.
Talk to me about the game plan coming into tonight, because they had 3 guys who were in double digits for points per game. Especially you had Everett White, who was kind of a pest all game long for you guys.
Yeah.
What was the game plan coming up against this team?
We were going to make other guys score. We were going to, try to shut down Collison and Freed, but Freed didn't really have a lot of points. Collison got going, and, it's really nice having White who can double his average when, the guys aren't, stepping up. So.
And going into this game, I mean, you guys had a phenomenal first half, only trailed by 3 going into the second quarter, or going into halftime, I should say. What was the thoughts going into the locker room at that point?
Going into the locker room, we were just going to come out stronger second half and, hope for the best, try to get a win. And unfortunately, it didn't happen, but, we're looking for the next game.
I still thought you had a phenomenal performance here tonight, 20 points. Your teammate, Bryce Burlaw, was just an absolutely automatic machine.
Love that guy.
He was just great. So what was he finding in that first half?
He was just getting open shots. We trust him shooting it, and whenever he shoots it, I think it's going in. So.
You guys started off the second half trailing by 12, but then you guys continued to chip away at that score, continued to play well against Bondurant Farrar. What were you seeing better in that 12-point deficit? How'd you guys claw back?
Better communication on the defensive end, and just having more confidence on offense, trusting our shots will go in.
I know there were some things that didn't go your guys' way to kind of caught you off guard a little bit. So how did you guys fight through that?
We trust in Bissen and what he's telling us, and sometimes nights aren't going to go your way, and just got to look forward for it, so it's all right.
I think even though it's a loss here tonight, I think you guys, it speaks well for you guys. 67-60 against a very good Bondurant Farrar team.
Yep.
You guys obviously have the holiday break coming up. You'll have a Boone coming up there, another team that's kind of struggling in the conference. Talk to me about that game coming up.
We're going to take this break, take our rest. Even though we came out on a loss, the rest of the season we're coming out harder, We're good. Like I said, we'll take this break, go to practice, and be ready for Boone.
Well, Tanner, I tell you what, tough loss here tonight, but hey, get after it against Boone next week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, Tanner Gotto of the Carroll Tigers. We'll take another quick 30-second timeout. We'll be right back here on KCIM. And we're joined by Randy Bissen, head coach of the Carroll Tigers. Coach, first of all, tough loss here tonight for the team, but I think it's an overall win just because it proves that you guys can really hang with some of the tougher teams in this conference.
Yeah, you never want to lose the game, but you're right. I think Bondurant's got a really nice team. They got some length, they got some size. Obviously, they can shoot it, as you saw tonight.
Yep.
How many threes did they make? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
Wow.
Yeah. So I felt like they got hot there in the third quarter, and we still had a 6-point game going in the fourth. So thought if we could get a few stops and execute on the offensive end, we have a chance down the stretch. So guys did a good job. I mean, it was a 4-point game with a minute to go. We chose to foul a guy that's shooting 11 for 20 from the free throw line on the season. On paper, that seemed like a good idea, and
right.
He ends up making 4 free throws down the stretch. So numbers aren't supposed to lie, Tyler, and they weren't very accurate tonight. But give our guys credit; they competed like crazy. As you said, they're a nice team, but I think we're super close as well.
Talking with Tanner as he came up here, he said, you guys were trying to tie up Freed and Collison, 2 guys who shot the ball very well already this season, and you now have Everett White, who was aggressive underneath the basket and was really kind of not missing from anywhere. So what was kind of the game plan coming up after that halftime? You guys trailed by 3, trailed by 12 at one point in the third quarter. What was kind of the game plan at that point?
Well, I mean, White's a good player, and it doesn't show, once again, on paper how good of a player he is, because he has some really good players with him.
Yep.
And we talked about how he's definitely capable. On any other team, he'd probably be averaging a lot more. Now, granted, scoring 24, I didn't think he'd be able to do that.
Right.
He hit that step-back 3 at the end of the third or beginning of the fourth, and I'm going, man, they're going to be tough to beat if they're going to keep doing that. So, I mean, the Collison kid is a really smooth player, as you can see, and we did a really good job on Freed. Tanner did a great job. We gave Tanner one of the tougher jobs of guarding Freed, and I thought he did a really nice job on him. And Jack White, I thought, did a good job on Collison, even though you look at the numbers and he has 17 points. But some of the threes he hit there in the first half, too, were a hand in his face and were tough shots. So, once again, give our guys credit. They competed. Like you said, we got down 11 or 12 points, and we had a chance to get within a one-possession game with a minute to go with against the number 2 team in the state. And so we're close.
And what is it going to take to get over that hump? Because I think, I know that these guys are confident. They trust in each other. Their communication is good. What's that one thing that you're seeing from your guys that just is going to get that over that hump?
Yeah, we just got to make more plays down the stretch. We had a couple turnovers. We didn't execute a couple sets. You can sit there and say that, well, there's a foul there or there's a foul there. And at the end of the day, you got to be tougher. You know, when the whistle doesn't blow, you got to be strong. You got to be able to handle it. You got to take care of it. And I didn't feel like, not that we did a terrible job, but against a really good team, you don't have very many opportunities to make mistakes. And we made a couple too many down the stretch with a couple turnovers. And you just can't do that against a good team. So once again, we're close. It stinks to lose that one right before Christmas break because you get to think about that one. It's really tough to lose the last 2 going into Christmas break because then you got to think about all those things. But we'll take a few days off with Christmas, let them spend some time with their family and their friends, and we'll get back in the swing of things. We go to Harlan and scrimmage against Harlan and Trainer, so that'll be a good test of playing against 2 really good teams there. And then we'll have to be ready for the conference season once we get back because we talked about there's no easy games in our conference. And if you're not ready to play and you're not ready to compete, anything can happen. So
and talking about the conference, obviously you guys return January 3rd. You'll get Boone at Boone. What does Boone look like this season?
They play zone. They play a lot of zone. If you look at their record, it doesn't look like they should be that great, and that's not accurate at all. They're a nice team, and they've played some good teams in our conference really close. They're just a little bit off. I'm sure their coach is saying the same thing. They're close too, as far as playing well and picking up some wins. So, the nice thing is we do have some time here to prepare for them and get ready for them. It's a tough stretch right here before break, but we played some really good teams, with North Polk and Ballard and Bondurant. So it's only going to make us better. It's only going to make us more prepared. So hopefully we can have some good practices over break and be ready for January 3rd.
Absolutely right. Well, Coach, tough loss here tonight, but hey, get after it against Boone coming up here on January 3rd.
Thank you. Appreciate the coverage.